Welcome to the Shades of Havana podcast, where we explore the rich history and culture of one of the world's most iconic cigar-making cities. Ybor City has been synonymous with premium cigars for over a century, thanks to the pioneering efforts of visionaries like Vicente Martinez, Ybor and Julius Caesar, J.C. Newman, and the countless families and businesses that followed in their footsteps. From the bustling cigar factories that once lined Ybor City streets, to the boutique shops and lounges that dot the city today, Tampa's cigar industry has left an indelible mark on the city's identity and character. Join us as we sit down with the industry experts, passionate enthusiasts, and local legends to uncover the stories, traditions, and innovations that have made Tampa Bay the cigar capital of the world. Whether you're a seasoned enthusiast or a curious newcomer, we invite you to light up, relax, and journey with us into the fascinating cigar capital of the world. Welcome to Shades of Havana, with your host, Michael Doyle. Shades of Havana was brought to you by, celebrating their 75th anniversary, Porsche Tampa, the global leader in two-way cigar humidity control, Boveda Inc., award-winning air purifiers, Rabbit Air. Turn your garage or basement into the ultimate man cave with Man Cave King. When you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, fund your bliss at Bliss Mortgage. For the latest styles in golf and beach apparel, Fluke Apparel Company. Premium quality lifestyle eyewear with 100% mineral glass lenses, Otis Eyewear, and treasure awaits. Visit Tampa Bay.
Welcome to Shades of Havana. I'm your host, Michael Doyle. We're here at the Corona Cigar Company in Tampa, Florida, formerly known as the cigar capital of the world. Before we get started, I would like to thank our sponsors in Bliss Mortgage, Man Cave King, Boveda, Rabbit Air. I'm smoking a Brick House. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what you're smoking?
Thank you. My name is Jerry Robinson. I'm smoking a West Tampa Tobacco Company.
I'm Tommy Deaddio. I'm smoking one of our cigars we make with our tobacco in Florida. It's the Drew Estate 20-acre farm.
And Rick Rodriguez, and I'm smoking the West Tampa Black.
Gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure and honor to be here with you today. We're here, Tommy. Yes, you've been working here as a general manager for how long? If you wouldn't mind, share us a little bit about Corona.
6 years and 6 months, 6.5 years.
What has this experience felt like? As we can tell, it's lively.
Yeah, it's truly the cigar capital of the world. We brought another niche to Tampa where we're the masters at doing single barrels. I think last year we did about 70 single barrels. We pair bourbon with cigars. And it sounds easy, but it's not. Because when I pick a barrel pick or Jeff picks a barrel pick, we have to pair that bourbon with every single cigar in the store, which, if you've ever been here, it's like the Walmart of cigars.
Okay. Interesting. You know, if you wouldn't mind sharing with our audience, when we came here Thursday to take a look at the location, we walked into mayhem.
Yes.
For me, this is a brand new venture, taking the show out on the road. You had a line out the door. Would you mind sharing with the audience?
So basically during COVID, to make money keep coming in, we did these things called packs. Mm-hmm. So we bundle 2 other items and 2 bourbons and up to 6, 3 bourbons and 3 other items like tequila, rum, and vodka to get 3 bottles of bourbon you want. So the other day I did 3 packs, 2 bourbons and 1 barrel pick of Coors Own, and people, whenever I do packs, come out to buy them because they're suggested retail, and it gives you bourbon like Blanton's. It will give you Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor, where you not normally can find in the market.
So, Jerry, let me ask you, as a cigar enthusiast yourself,
Okay.
when you travel all over the country,
Yes.
what is it that is compelling to you? Is it beside atmosphere?
Honestly, the selection. If you have a wide variety of selections, it's like when you get up in the morning. You know if you want eggs or bacon in the morning or you want pancakes and sausage, right? It's when you're walking into a cigar lounge or cigar store, there's certain things that you want. Your palate is expressing to you saying, I've had that before. Or like today, Ricky came in with a West Tampa and I was like, I want to try one. He goes, here you go, try one. So it's just the day by day, hour by hour, what your palate's feeling. It's like wine and bourbon and whiskey. Where's my palate going to take me today, right? You're always willing to try something new. And if you like it, you go back to it. So
Now, when you find a place you like, Do you feel that a loyalty that you need to go back, or is it that you want to continue to push yourself into new places, share new experiences with new people?
I try my best to try new places all the time. This is my second time in Tampa, actually within 3 weeks, and I've come here. I've went over to Newman. I've experienced so many different places, but there are places that make me feel at home, right? That, like you talk about the atmosphere. If I could sit outside, it's quiet. I could get a little work done. I could smoke a few cigars and not be so distracted. There's sometimes I'm kind of situated there, and it depends on the distance of where I'm at. So that's one of my factors of finding a good lounge when I'm on the road. Let's go. But I'm pretty loyal, living in Charleston. We have great shops out there, great lounges. But one of our biggest things is finding when I'm on that road, get to a place that I'm able to at least get some work done, but I can still smoke cigars. I smoke 4, 5, 6 a day.
Wow.
So I want to sit somewhere. I'm going to be here from morning to night, Now,
Rick, you before we had talked about you being a part of CAO as a brand ambassador, now venturing out, being a part, co-founding West Tampa Tobacco. When you go out and you're launching a new product, how is it that you seek new venues, to be able to push your product out into the marketplace? How are you able to establish these relationships, and what type of process is that like?
Well, for us is going to a shop, what you're about, how do you care, take care of your product? Do you care about your product? Do you care about your consumers? Because I don't care. Everybody in every cigar shop has one in common. They have virtually the same cigars. The reason you visit and revisit, because Tommy treats you like a king when you arrive the first time or the 1,000th time. There's no difference in between. Those are the shops we want to go to, because a well-educated employee, a manager that's going to have to train his team, he has to realize if you don't have a love for this product, there's so many places you can work. Look around, there's so many restaurants here. Go there. You don't have to be in love with the food, but here you have to love the product first for us to train you, to open your eyes to more knowledge. So I'm very interested, and the reason I want to be a part of this, because everybody, what do you pair your cigars with? I don't know bourbons or spirits the way Tommy does. So I don't know, just pair it. But Tommy, what are you enjoying? I would recommend this to you.
Okay.
And that's truly something that every cigar guy wants to believe in and trust that guy that's got. I will pair this to, well, I don't think I've ever tasted. Please believe me, pair that with that cigar.
Well, it's interesting because you say love of the product, but we're all here together sharing this experience on the Shades of Havana podcast, right? This to be a special. You talk about love of the product. What about love for the industry? Now, the two of you have a long history together. Tell us how you met and where it all started.
Well, I met him at Rob's. Back in the day, it was called Central Florida Cigars.
Oh, yeah. About now going on 25 years ago.
So he was with General Cigar at the time. And I remember the first time he handed me the prototype of the Amazon Basin. And when I looked at it, this was a long time ago, and I thought you were crazy.
Right. We all did.
I really thought you were crazy.
Did. Yeah.
Which now
we're all crazy in some way, though, right?
I mean, this is like, that was a long time ago you were working on that.
So we launched Amazon Basin now going on 9 years ago.
I know, but you gave me that cigar.
At least 12 years ago.
Yeah. I would have looked at the cigar and I go, I just, the industry wasn't ready for that yet. I'm older, and I literally look at it nowadays and was like, I remember when Rex sent me that, showed me that, and I was like, I thought he was crazy.
Yeah, but the partnership again, that's beauty of working with shops, because you're visiting the shops, often. Right. You kind of get these friendships going, and so maybe I don't see Tommy once a year, but when I see him, it's like I saw him yesterday. Yeah. And to me, that's a true sign of a friendship. The lock of time in between your meetings. And so when you come back and it's so easy to pick up that conversation, love that. I love that. So
that experience is major. And you, as someone in the cigar industry, to say that the common man who walks in or woman who walks in here They are trying to find their niche, right? They're trying to find their way through a cigar shop. Walking in here, and you, I have to say, you have a great staff because they guide you. Hey, what are you looking for? Is there anything I can help you with, right? But they're not overboarding you where you're going, I don't feel comfortable picking anything. Let me know what I can get you. And that makes you feel so much at ease. And if you ask, hey, do you have this in stock? We don't have it. Maybe we might have it later on this week or later in the month or whatnot. It's available at some point. That customer service is important when you walk into a store like that, because that relationship is going to get that customer to come right back in there all the time.
But the problem with my bar is when you look at it, when I put a bottle of Pappy 13, Egress 17, people take a picture of it on the Whiskey Society, which the Tampa Whiskey Society is the second largest whiskey society in the country.
Wow.
Second behind Houston, it's not that far. They literally come in and the bottle is gone like in one day. So that's why I have to sparingly put stuff on the bar, because allocated bourbons don't really last for me because I'm known as a whiskey bar.
Okay.
And ever since I met Jeff and I started working from 2008, we opened up a downtown store. We've always been about brown spirits.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have vodka, we have gin, we have beer for you if you want.
So I have a two-part question, and it really goes to the two of you. You know, you think about, the vision forward, when launching an idea, when it comes to pairings, how much time does it go into for research in terms of where it is that you want to go by launching a product for you, like with the pairings and what you want to offer? And Rick, also for you, is there a certain time period that goes into when it goes into launching a actual cigar, where you say like, all right, we're going to go all in, or are there times where things change and you hold back based on the marketplace?
Well, for us, all in is, a full-time launch. Take the Attic for example. Attic was a one and done, so only 2,000 boxes. Why? Because we really wanted to test the blend without putting the burden on the shop manager or the owner. Here's the new line of 4 or 5 sizes. We don't know what's going to work. So good luck. Okay. So this is kind of my thing, is to take the pressure off. Here's a 14 count box by 1, by 2, by 10. Give it to your fan base.
Okay.
They come back and say, bro, I need more. Oh, unfortunately, we sold out. Now we took the information, really let the Attic, let's do a new launch called Red. So if you're a fan of Attic, you're going to be a fan of Red, because we're just test marketing that blend to see if it works.
So what I do with bourbon is everything I pick. I learned something a long time ago when I went to Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark is very big. Centauri came in and bought it, didn't change anything.
Okay.
They do, at the time, was 19 barrels of bourbon per batch. For some as big as Maker's Mark, well, I'm going to tell you, some of them do 600 barrels per batch. For somebody as big as Maker's Mark to try to consistently taste the same, the brand ambassador said the most intriguing thing to me all. He goes, we make our bourbon to hit the front and the middle of your tongue. Our competitors hit the sides and the back. That's not bad, but we want it to hit the sweet part of the tongue.
Okay.
All my barrel picks, you're always going to taste them, they hit the front. Now, it's always hard to pick that because I don't know what samples they're going to send me, but I pick the best I can. And when you taste, they call me the candy man.
Candy man.
Because everything is always front forward where it's sweet. It hits the front part of your tongue. And this way, if you have something that's really strong and back of the mouth palate, you're always hitting front palate.
Front palate.
Interesting.
You're always hitting front palate. You want to hit that sweet part of the tongue to offset. Some cigars don't pair with anything, but when in doubt, port or rum.
So, I can actually contest to the whole candy man. I mean, we saw the line out the door the other day.
Yeah.
For me, I've never seen anything like that before. But, when it goes back into the cigar smoking community, do you cater a specific age? Do you cater to, like, when looking to advertise? No.
I make people understand that everybody wants the unicorn of bourbon. I make people understand that in a blind tasting, usually my barrel pick will win if you like sweet. If you like nothing but spice in the back, out of a panel, one of them might pick that because he likes heat. Most people, like cigars, will go back to balance. They'll start, I want to smoke everything the strongest thing in the world, and they're going to go back to balance. Wow. That's why Connecticut, is your most and mild to medium, is your highest category. They're going to go back to balance. So I'm going to pour the Blanton's for you, which is a single barrel. Which most Blanton's on the market. Which most Blanton's on the market.
Let the Kevin man do his job, bro.
Ricky, you're twisting my arm right now. Hold on.
Because that is what I'm so interested, just to hear him explain something that I don't have a clue to.
So you got the guys on the market that will say, well, Blanton's is a single barrel. Well, yeah, I know Blanton's is a single barrel. But when you're picking a barrel pick of Blanton's, it's usually a minimum of a year older. And that year is it's going to change. Blanton's, but bourbon at its finest to me comes to its own at 8 years old. So even though it's a lower proof, every cigar you have here, this will pair with it.
Very good. Very nice. So on this note, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Shades of Havana and Cigar Journal thank you for celebrating and watching our historical J.C. Newman 128th Year Anniversary Series. As a sign of appreciation, we'll give you a 1-year free subscription to the digital magazine. Access the best information on the global cigar world at Cigar Journal. Scan the QR code and apply the coupon code SOH23TAMPA prior to checkout.
What's up, everybody? Chris Payne here, CEO and founder of the Fluke Apparel Company. In honor of this historical event, the Fluke Apparel Company will be offering a nice little discount for all you Shades of Havana, you cigar enthusiasts, conversational enthusiasts. All you need to do is go to flukeapparelco.com and at checkout enter the letters SOH and you will receive a 15% off discount of your entire purchase. For those of you that don't know us, we are a beach and golf apparel company formed right here at the Jersey Shore, and we are excited for you guys to be a part of our family too.
Visit Tampa Bay.
And we're back with Shades of Havana. Jerry, let me ask you, you travel everywhere. This isn't your first time here at the Corona Cigar Company Lounge in Tampa, Florida, formerly known as the cigar capital of the world. What is this experience like for you? What does it mean? And, what is it that when you leave, the reasons why you're going to come back?
The experience it's eye-opening. And when you walk in to a place of this stature, it's very hard to compare. A lot of places, a lot of business owners who have cigar lounges will go to other lounges to grab ideas and to pick things. Where the way they built this and structured it, you feel like you're in a jewelry store is what I feel like. I feel like everything is high quality from the moment you grab the handle of the door to the moment you go to the bathroom. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's a high quality blend of a business. Tommy, let me ask you this. How many people do you have walk through this place? Because it's busy today. We've been sitting here and the crowd just keeps walking in. How many do you have come through here?
It depends. Certain times when we're busier, 11 o'clock in the morning, the whole place is filled. So it depends on the season when the snowbirds are down here. Our February is amazing where most people's Februarys are not. There's just so much going on.
I was here Friday night and I'm sitting outside and the vibe is great because it was almost a standing room at one point. And I'm here until 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning having a cigar, and people are still showing up.
Correct.
They're just rolling to the door.
They leave other establishments to come here because we're open later.
This is happens to be the crown jewel of Tampa, to me, because I've been in thousands of cigar shops around this world. If I had an important meeting in Tampa, this is the place, because I want to show this is what Tampa represents in the cigar business. So this is, like you said, bro, when you walk in here, if you're visiting Tampa, you have to come by Coronas, because you're going to leave like, we want one of these in our hometown.
Homes, exactly.
I mean, this is absolutely fantastic. You know, before you mentioned about family, you know, relationships, and relationships are so important. You know, you were and have been in the business for a very long time. You know, your knowledge is unparalleled. You know, and by venturing off into your new venture, into your new company, West Tampa Tobacco, you're now working with your daughter. You know, you're talking about working and carrying that next generation with you. What does that feel like?
It's an honor, bro. You know, to work with family is one thing. To work with family that wants to work with you is another thing. If I approach Sarah, my daughter, say, I believe that I want you to come, there's no way she had to approach me. I wanted to be in the business. And when that happened, inside, there was an explosion of fireworks. My heart was beating, but I responded, very interesting. Are you sure you want to be in this business? Because at that time, and still today, she doesn't smoke cigars, but she loves the aroma. She loves the history. She loves the history of cigars. And so that bug will bite her one day, but like any cigar smoker, let it come to you. Because if I set you down for a first time, smoke this cigar, and you're not with it, you're not going to like it. But when you want to do it, you should do it. So working with a family is very important to us. Yeah, for sure.
And it's special. You know, anytime you can work with family, do something you're passionate about, and go to work feeling good every day. You know, they say when you do something you love, you don't work a day in your life.
I don't work. I have to use that term. I work. What do I do for a living? I meet great people, smoke cigars, and great storytelling. That's it. Sign me up. I'll do it for free. General Cigar didn't realize I would do it for free, but thank God they paid me.
It's all about relationships.
It is.
Did you guys think that this paired well?
This was absolutely fantastic.
To me, that would pair very well with the white, because that sweetness is unbelievable.
Now, I have a question for you, Tommy. You know, when I met you the other day, even have you on the panel here today, you know, it's truly been an honor. You know, this is start, in my opinion, of something special. What is it that makes you so proud getting up and coming to work every day?
You know what I think? I always want to never get stale, and I always want to do things better.
Okay.
And that's, like, if you ask me, I've never been to anybody's cigar store around me. I don't go to the competitors.
Yeah.
I just watch and see what they do, and I do something better. That's what I'm all about.
That.
I don't need to go to another cigar store.
No.
I don't.
I love that.
So is there, like, if you were to venture outside of your own state, is there a particular cigar lounge, having worked, you know, you work and you are surrounded by it every day, is there a particular cigar lounge that might be more intriguing?
North Carolina, I go to Havana Phil's.
And what's the draw?
His dad, I knew him before he passed away. It's such a, you've been there before?
Yeah.
Great thing. He's got a Rocky part, a Davidoff part, and he's such a great kid.
But he's old school.
Yeah, he's old school. He's following his dad's footsteps, keeping it the same way, real.
Yep.
You know, I've been to Grand Havana. You know, I've been to Macanudo lounges. I've been to Casa Monte Cristo. Usually if I'm out of town, I'm with Jeff, and we go to a cigar store, whatever's near us.
Right.
But in town, I don't go to anybody's cigar store.
Yeah.
Never do.
I love that.
What about you, Jerry?
For me, I mean, it depends where I'm at. I mean, if I'm in Charleston, I'm loyal to the shop that's, you know, around the corner from my house. When I'm in Jersey, you know, we have our crew that's, you know, our Central Jersey crew, our North Jersey crew. You know, we go to L&B or we go to Perfect Ash.
Why about Tim Pearson?
Yep, little Tim Pearson. You know, we go to the Cave up in Newark, and you know, I'm a food guy. I gotta go, and if there's a cigar store next to a good restaurant, I'm gonna make sure that, hey, I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna have myself a cigar afterwards. So I really plan my trips Right? When I go to work, I play my chips around food, not work.
And also, when you meet or you go to a cigar shop, they're better than, Yelp. Where do I eat? Because they're going to say, where we eat is this place.
Exactly.
Off the beaten path, not a chain. And so I agree with you, because when you go to a cigar shop, where do I have dinner? Go to this place. Yeah, so they'll lead you to somebody.
They will,
very good.
And the other night we had a really good friend of ours who she called and said, listen, you should be going here to go eat. I'm telling you, and she didn't lie. We went to Burns the other night, and I was,
oh my God,
and it was the experience that blew my mind,
I can't afford that anymore. I'm working with West Tampa. Get a cigar, I'll buy you dinner. I'll buy you dinner.
I'm good friends with the Burns guys. I do barrel picks with them.
Wow.
Nate's one of my best friends. I do a lot of collaboration with Burns Steakhouse. I do a lot of collaborations with Life of Lux. If you ever look it up, it's a lifestyle. It's got a huge following of young kids with very well off.
Okay.
So Life of Lux is a huge following, a big lifestyle. So is Burns. Burns is thinking about opening their own cigar lounge, which would even make more sense, because then you have your dessert room, you have your cigars, and they have their ice cream shop, and then you have the hotel, the Epicurean, and then you have a cigar lounge. So Burns does everything, to me, a different level, even in old-fashioned, because most people don't take a simple syrup and put it into a barrel and age it for 3 months. Okay. There's a lot that goes into an old-fashioned at Burns. They make their own bitters. They're just a different level, and their sister restaurant, Haven, is just as good. A Lavage, Epicurean restaurant. There's one in Atlanta now.
Okay.
They do it. Everything they do is amazing, just like Life of Lux.
The Sunday.
If you ever look it up, it's the luxury industry of liquor, and the following is huge. I do a lot of barrel picks with Joel Wilbur from Life of Lux. So we try to pair our stuff and do collaborations with the best in the industry.
Well, go ahead.
You know what is an interesting play? We did this research about 5 years ago. There's a new kind of group coming into the cigars business smoking, and they're starting with medium and full body cigars. So stop. You're not your grandfather. Your father started with a Macanudo, work your way up. They're saying, because we drink high-end bourbons. Our palate is already adjusted to flavors. So now I want to get in the cigar business. Tommy, what should I smoke? Now he opens up all his cigars because these guys are ready for that.
Tommy, what are we trying here now?
So now we're doing a Weller Antique Wheated Bourbon. It's a Corona Cigar barrel pick.
Okay.
And this one is really hard to get well in Florida because it's an ABC exclusive. So we do an Antique, a Special Reserve, and the 114, which the 114 Weller is the same as 107. They just don't proof it down to 107. So most people cannot get barrel picks like this. I do Stag Junior, I do AH Taylor. I'm an old Sazerac account, but we're also a bourbon mark.
How many years is that?
This one is almost 8 years old.
That's 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I'm not going to drink this because they partner up with Cohiba.
Well, it kind of leads me to my next question, which is,
I got that.
as big.
Right, a great cigar too from Cohiba.
Now, Tommy, I have to ask you. Just before we had talked about, for me, I'm learning day by day, coming down here to Tampa, being a part of history. Capturing history with some of the biggest cigar influencers, in the world. To me, is special. But when you think about community, right, and you think about this community, it feels so big. But when you really dive down, it's so small.
Very small.
How is it that cigar companies are able to concentrate on market share and yet still have to compete, but yet help each other?
Well, it's funny because a lot of liquor industries have shied away from cigars because they've been in the focal point of the FDA.
Okay.
So you have Maker's Mark, who we used to do with Ted's. Right. Took his name off of it.
Yep.
I think Ramier's still on it. It might not be, but I think that's ending too. Kahlua was on a cigar.
For sure.
Took their name off of it.
Yep.
Gurkha at one point had theirs.
Yeah.
Gurkha and Maker's Mark.
So now, Sazerac, for some reason, has partnered with General to start putting bourbon and cigars, age the barrels in bourbon barrels or pair them with their bourbons, which I thought that was odd because most of the companies are just literally
But you have a new cigar from Pappy too.
Yeah, the
right?
Pappy Van Winkle is Drew Estate only.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
reason why
yeah.
Pappy Van Winkle is different from the Sazerac portfolio with General is the Pappy Van Winkles own their name. Elmer T. Lee owns his name.
Okay.
So that's why that's different.
Okay.
Sazerac does not own those names. They wish they did, but the Van Winkles will not sell the name.
What about Buffalo Trace? Because they have their own brand as well.
Correct. That's
cigars.
for General.
That's for General
Eagle
as
Rare
well. Okay.
and Weller.
Gotcha.
The Blantons you won't see through General because Sazerac, when they built the distillery before Bill Goldring bought it, borrowed money from a Japanese or a Chinese company, I don't remember which one it was, and they own 51% of Blanton's and they won't let him buy it back.
Oh, wow.
Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure to share this panel with you today. Tommy, can't thank you and Jeff enough. Rick, you kind of have steered us in the direction of really making this whole idea come to life. We're family. This is the start of something special as we continue to take this show on the road. Tommy, if you wouldn't mind sharing with our audience the locations that you have and where they can find you.
So we have the Corona Cigar Lake Mary, Monte Cristo Lounge, Corona Downtown, Diamond Crown Lounge, Corona Liga Bovada Lounge, the Jewel State Lounge is at Sand Lake. Sarasota will be open probably next week. It's the El Septimo Lounge, and this is the Corona Cigar Jason Newman Lounge.
I can't ask you enough. For those of you who have not taken a moment to check out West Tampa Tobacco, I strongly encourage you to do so. It's a fantastic cigar. For all of you guys, if you wouldn't mind taking a look at the camera and letting everybody know with just what are you smoking. So if we can do a countdown, 3, 2, 1.
What are you smoking?
What are you smoking?
Shades of Havana, with guest host Michael Doyle and special guests Jerry Robinson, Thomas Deaddio, and Ricky Rodriguez. Co-producers John P. Doyle, Steve Zimke, Kara Guayardo. Producers David Zimmel, Erwin Sternberg, Ricky Rodriguez, Reinhold Widmeyer. Executive producers Sean Sternberg, Michael R. Doyle. Directed by Rod Weber. Created by Michael R. Doyle and Rod Weber. Camera and sound Charles Rodriguez and Oscar R. Urdaneta. Editor, Steve Zimke. Special thanks to Charles Rodriguez at Big Boy Media Group, the Detour Duo, Tony and Sarah, travel content creators, Senior Editor and Chief of Cigar Journal, Reinhold Widmeyer, Co-founder of West Tampa Tobacco, Ricky Rodriguez. And thanks to Jeffrey Borshowicz, President and CEO of Corona Cigar Company, for allowing Shades of Havana to capture the beauty and unique setting of Corona Cigar Company, Tampa. Shades of Havana was brought to you by Tampa Porsche, Bovita, Rabbit Air, Man Cave King, Bliss Mortgage, Fluke Apparel Company, Otis Eyewear, and Visit Tampa Bay. Shades of Havana and Cigar Journal thank you for celebrating and watching our historical J.C. Newman's 128th year anniversary series. Access the best information on the global cigar world, everything that happens in the premium cigar industry, news, launches, personalities, awards, and above all, our cigar rankings and blind tastings. Scan the QR code where you will receive a free 1-year digital subscription to Cigar Journal. Our sponsors' websites and phone numbers are also provided in the show notes. When you visit our sponsors, you're helping them and helping our show. And if you enjoy Shades of Havana, we hope you tell your friends and give us a great rating wherever you get your podcasts. All opinions expressed by the Shades of Havana participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Shades of Havana, Inc., a subsidiary of MRD Productions LLC. Shades of Havana is an MRD production.